Once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the new members virtual meetup of the Media Educators of Mindanao. So, to formally start things, before we go over what will be in store for everyone this afternoon, we'll start it with the Philippine National Anthem, followed by the ecumenical prayer. So, as of this juncture, I'd like to request everyone to please place themselves on mute as not to disturb this part of the program.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our most gracious
Oo. Mhm.
We do apologize for the technical difficulties. Parang may error yata sa video. Anyway, to proceed with the prayer, we'll just have a verbal prayer for them for this part. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your blessings you have given to us. We also thank you for allowing us to conduct this new members virtual meetup of the media educators of Mindanao. We also thank you for giving us the time and the opportunity. And we also ask from you the wisdom to impart us with your wisdom as we will share the vision as well as important topics relative to the objective as well as the vision of the organization. With these intentions, let's pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sins against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And now we will proceed. We apologize for the, again, such technical difficulties are unavoidable in a setting now. But then again, the show must go on, kumbaga. Am I right, Ma'am Jill, no? Okay ba tayo dyan, Ma'am Jill?
Yes.
Parang,
Yes.
Mayday, Mayday, what happened? Hey, padayon, pagyapon ta, oy. Anyway, so would like to encourage everyone, to those who have a stable internet connection, to please use the background. I think na upload ko na, no. I'll just upload it again para ma-download ng iba. Actually, this was sent via email, no. Pero for those na hindi na na-download, ay send ko na lang dito, no. We are encouraging our, especially the new members, no. Again, ano ka nang happy ra ta diri, ano ka nang chill ta, chill. But of course, regardless of the the mood, no. Of course, we are here really to meet up, no, virtually meet up with our new members. This is actually a jam-packed session for this afternoon, as we will be having the membership orientation as well as a workshop. And of course, at the later part, to those who will remain, which I will be expecting all of us, no, baka maputulan tayo ng internet. For sure, no, parang bayad man siguro. I think PLDT did not announce a scheduled disconnection of their internet mamayang hapon. Joke lang, joke lang. Anyway, so of course, we have the membership orientation. Of course, we have a fact-checking workshop, courtesy of J.D. Moncada, one of our members of the Media Educators of Mindanao. At this point, enough of me talking. Let's now proceed with the orientation to be given to us by Jill Palarca. A virtual round of applause, please. No? Yung may clap-clap na sign dyan sa reactions. Or you can just do this na lang. Jill Palarca, take it away.
Thank you, Earl. So, ganito talaga tayo sa live, no? Daming glitches, okay? And but still, the show must go on, sabi nga, and yes, jam-packed, so I will not waste any time. So, thank you for coming because we really want to talk to you about MEM, no? So, first of all, thank you for signing up to become a member. Okay, but a lot of you were asking in the forums, we want to know more about MEM, what can we do here, what can we expect. So if you are here right now, then you'll get your answers, hopefully, and then you'll get a chance to ask more questions later. So four things I'll go through in my presentation. I'll talk a little bit about the history, how we started, our advocacy, opportunities, particularly on the OPP, which is our operation programs and projects, and the culture here in MEM. Okay, so let me start. So, wait, so do you believe in faith? No, so going down memory lane. All right. So remember, right? So October 30, 2013, that was the very first time that a group of teachers were gathered so that this thing called conflict sensitive journalism um, will be introduced to them. Okay, and so in that workshop training, which I think ran for 3 days, I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember 10 years ago, no, but definitely 2 days, and I'm not sure about the third day. But it was the first time that the teachers, this group of teachers coming from different schools, met Forum ZFD. It's the Forum ZFD is a German-founded NGO, which focus on peace building, particularly here in Mindanao, and Peco John. No, so this is the Peace and Conflict Journalism Network, okay, here in the Philippines. So they introduced us to CSJ, and this group of teachers, no, parang, wow, CSJ, it's a new thing, and it's very exciting. So we decided to form a group called Media Educators of Davao. So that was the first day. That's our anniversary date, October 30. Then later on, no, so this is a program, CSJ was a program of Forum ZFP. So there had to be some development. Okay, what is the main goal of Forum ZFP? Well, really to mainstream CSJ through these teachers. So in 2014 and 2015, so this first batch of teachers we went through the first intensive training. Okay, so the first training in 2013 was just an introductory workshop. So in 2014, we had our first intensive workshop. And so we decided, I think it will be very limiting to just call ourselves MED, or Media Educators of Davao. So we decided to call ourselves MEM, Media Educators of Mindanao, because if we want to mainstream CSJ, we want to really explore and bring this to the entire Mindanao, and not just in Davao. So, and then that was also the year when we started to craft the CBL. And the very first activity that we joined outside of MEM, or as MEM, was the Mindanao Film Festival, wherein we had short films from Holy Cross of Davao College. Okay, one of our members here, Sir Dirk Mais. So he pulled together the videos from his class, and we showcased these videos, which had CSJ integration in them. No? So we showcased these films into the Mindanao Film Festival in 2014, just to introduce to the public what does CSJ look like in terms of a documentary or short film in that matter. And then we started to introduce CSJ into different schools with the CSJ Caravan. So that started in 2015. And that went on until 2016. And 2016, we started to write the CSJ teaching guide together with Forum CFD and Peco John. And this time around, we were not just being trained as teachers, but we started training of trainers. No? So we were beginning to certify ourselves as CSJ trainers. And then something happened. The K to 12 curriculum happened. And that somehow had an impact on how we planned, okay, how we're going to introduce CSJ later on. Okay, so I highlighted that part because this is really pivotal, no, in the history of MEM. And also in 2017, we also had our second batch of CSJ trainees. Okay. And that same year also, we finally elected our first batch of officers. No? So that's 2016 and 2017. Moving forward, 2018, we finally launched the CSJ teaching guide. And finally, after much advocacy and coordination with CHED Region 11, 5 higher education institutes, and that's Ateneo de Davao University, University of Mindanao Main and Tagum Campus, Holy Cross of Davao College, and Davao del Norte State College. They started to include conflict-sensitive journalism as a subject into their BA Comms program. No? So that was a product of a fruitful relationship between Forum CFD, MEM, and CHED Region 11. Okay? But of course, it should not stop there. No? So that was just the beginning. Also in the same year, the third batch of CSJ trainees, they started their training, and this time they even had a more intensive training, no, than the first two batches. They had a longer training. So talaga masasabi natin, magagaling tong third wave of CSJ trainees namin. No? So, and then 2019, MEM decided to start to come up with their own events. Kasi for the past years, our events were mostly anchored on CSJ, and they were mostly directed by our activities with Forum ZFT, which is our main funding partner, no? Or somehow we call them our mother organization. But in 2019, we started to think of, let's start to expand and think of more activities outside of CSJ. Okay? And that was also because, remember, K to 12 happened. So we started also thinking about, how do we now include MIL into the picture? So we started to have our meets, and that is, meets mean MEM enrichment and entertainment training sessions. No? So we would invite speakers or experts, and just really talk about different kinds of media and communication topics. Okay? So batch 3 finally completed their CSJ training, and the CSJ Research Forum kicked off in 2019. And we also elected our second set of officers in December of 2019. So eto na, no? 2019, and I think you know what's going to happen next. So the CSJ Research Forum happened in February 2020. That was the last big event of MEM with Forum ZFD and Peco John. And then the pandemic happened. No? So unfortunately, I think everyone was affected. The pandemic halted all the plans of MEM. So instead of doing our planned on-site activities and trainings and engagement with other schools, no, that somehow ended our planned engagement with other organizations to bring them forward. That we kind of hit a dead end, or not a dead end, but no, a detour on that. So instead, we just did our continued our Zoom learning sessions together with the 3 batches of trainees, which are all members. So we had best practices of CSJ integration, not just in HEIs, but also within MIL. And so we started thinking, okay, after 2 years of the pandemic, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to the future of MEM? So we started to think about the restructuring of MEM in December 2022. And that's why you're here right now, because we are actually introducing to you, and what you have signed up for is actually the new MEM already. So before, MEM used to be a collective of teachers specifically trained on conflict sensitive journalism. So that was the main goal. No? We were a collective of teachers being developed by Forum ZFT. But moving forward, we have to now make our impact bigger, wider, okay, and more relevant during the for the times. So the new MEM is now this. We are a Mindanao-based professional organization of media and communication teachers and practitioners advocating to transform Mindanao through media education. That's the MEM that you signed up for. No? So this was the MEM that was in operation for the past 9 years. But on its 10th year, this is the MEM now. So what does this mean? So our vision, MEM is a growth-centered organization committed to educate media learners, consumers, creators, and educators in media on still on the theories and principles of conflict-sensitive media, because that's the heart of MEM, okay? And for the whole purpose of active civic engagement towards an informed and just society. So parang highfalutin in words, but basically really want a better society, a better informed society for Mindanao, okay? Very specifically for Mindanao. So we included here not just educators, but of course, we have here practitioners. What do you mean by that? No, I'll explain later. Okay, wait. All right, sorry. Okay, so our mission now, we have 4 big missions. We want to enhance the capacities of media educators. Okay, that's why we're a growth-centered organization. We want to enrich the media experience. So we do that by engaging the public through learning content on our social media platforms and in other platforms as well. And we also want to engage in meaningful collaboration. That's why partnerships are very important to us, partnerships with organizations and partnerships with you, our teachers. And of course, we have to embody the values and principles of a conflict-sensitive practitioner or a conflict-sensitive teacher, okay, so that we can really transform communities in Mindanao. So our stakeholders now, we're not just talking about educators when we say media educators. We're also including the creators. And who are the creators? Of course, we have your traditional media professionals in the legacy media, you know, yung mga typical traditional media companies, but we're also including digital creators, okay? Because they're all part of the ecosystem of information. And when you are producing content online, essentially you are an educator because you're informing the consumers who are essentially learners in this case. So that's why media creators, we consider them as media educators as well. So who are the media educators? Traditionally, in our lexicon, of course, you have the subject teachers in the HEI and senior high school. So very clear sa atin, no? First in line, of course, here in MEM are the teachers teaching media and communication subjects in college and MIL teachers in senior high school. But you know what? Since communication is a meta discipline, media is is used in all sorts of subjects. We also want to include teachers teaching social studies, IT, language, and all the other related disciplines. We also want to include club moderators, the ones handling campus journalism, the ones handling filmmaking clubs, photography clubs, and all other related clubs. And of course, we also want to talk to the librarians, no? Because librarians actually are key in information literacy because they vet, they curate, they hold the structure of information in libraries. And libraries are important, of course, no, in education. So they should be part of MEM. Okay, for the creators, we have the digital content creators, and then we also have the typical media professionals And we also have information officers. So these information officers are usually from government organizations or non-government organizations. No? So we still consider them as media creators because whenever they put out press releases or information about development projects, it's very important that they have a concept of, of really informing society in a conflict sensitive way. So really want to engage them. They have to be, or we want them to become part of MEM. Okay, so now the big question is, how will media education transform Mindanao? So UN Secretary General Christina Galach said, so the more we communicate about the SDGs, because when you say transform Mindanao, really, what's our measuring point? Our measuring points are the SDGs. Are we achieving them? So in order to achieve them, we need to communicate about them. No? So we need to make the people aware of the agenda. So the more governments will be accountable, we will ensure that it is implemented. Okay. But of course, what hinders the SDGs? No? So when we continuously elect traditional politicians, instead of true public servants, which essentially lead to graft and corruption, which essentially lead to poor governance. So these are all the elements that hinder the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. And what is the weapon? No, what is the weapon against the achievement of the SDGs? Okay, of course, we all know the weapon being used right now is disinformation. I think we can all agree that disinformation is the key enemy or the key challenge that we media and communication teachers want to address in our classrooms and want our learners to really imbibe as they engage in the digital world. So that's our advocacy. So that's really how we want to transform Mindanao for media education. Because there's a lot of disinformation about and from Mindanao. It's increasing more than ever. And we need to remember that media education is not just for BA Com students. So hindi lang sila ang pwedeng maging educated about media, right? Especially if we also have MIL subjects already. Hindi naman all the time that it should be the MIL learners learning about media education. Okay, media education is a civic responsibility and it's a human right. So like I say, while MIL takes the blindfolds off, here in MEM, because we teach CSJ, we're actually helping you put on X-ray goggles. With the CSJ tools and with the CSJ framework, we are actually even deepening our understanding of media production, media creation, and the dynamics behind that. So context-sensitive journalism, basically, it's the heart of MEM. Okay, so we have MIL, we have all sorts of media and communication subjects that we can teach you here in MEM. But in the heart of that, our real framework here is CSJ, really, and really want to mainstream this lens. So again, this is a critical thinking lens. This is not just for media creators, it's for every consumer. All right, so here is the big picture. So how is MEM a piece of the big picture? So MEM, if you look at the structure here, MEM is this big orange thing here. Inside the core, the core of MEM, we have media and communication, the MIL teachers. Okay, sorry, MIL teachers dapat sa gitna. And then we have the higher education teachers and practitioners holding together our MIL teachers. And then we have the knowledge partners and the funding partners holding us together. So that is our molecule. And this molecule is part of a bigger structure, okay? So we are part of the fact-checking alliance, the bigger fact-checking alliance. And part of the fact-checking alliance, we have all the other different organizations, the press, civil society, okay? And forming that structure, okay, and that's when we really become part of the agenda. Okay, that's how we really can contribute in the achievement of the SDG goals or the Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so again, the impact value chain is that when we mainstream CSJ and we partner with our funding and knowledge partners, okay, we can increase our members, and our members can become, better, or can have more quality media educators in Mindanao, and we can increase voter literacy. And essentially, that the impact is that we can have better news reporting as teachers of communication students. At classroom pa lang, we can already train them to become better journalists in the future. And even in MIL, we can even teach them how to become better consumers of media. Okay, so I don't need to explain this further, but basically the impact value chain is very clear. Okay, so opportunities. Okay, I don't know what happened to my slide, but parang nawala yung mga color niya. No? So I think that's part of the glitch that happened a while ago. So what are the opportunities that we have here in MEM? Okay, so we need to have knowledge and funding partners because that's what's going to hold us together. That's what's going to sustain us. Okay, and then activities that you can join. So as MEM, okay, you are volunteers and advocates of this organization. So we have meets and we have open events and we have mentorship. So what do you mean by meets? No? So in meets, these are exclusive sessions. So this particular event is actually a meet. No? So this is an enrichment session wherein we can have workshops specifically designed for our members. And we also have social events paminsan-minsan, depende if we can have a funding partner for that, and of course, team building activities. Then, of course, we have open events. So the open events are those that are open for the public. So it's either caravans or conferences or collaborative events we have with other organizations. And we can even have contests. Actually, we have upcoming contests that our other partner organizations want to produce with us. Okay, and of course, mentorship. I think that's one key feature that we have here in MEM, the community. So we have the MEM community, the official Facebook group MEM community. If you're not yet a part of that community, so please, I think we gave you the link in your email. So join that. That's where we can learn more about each other, share information about anything, okay, that relates to our profession and in our practice of media and communication. And we also do CSJ checkups. No? So we haven't done this in a while, but we did this during the pandemic. Ito yung mga Zoom learning sessions namin na just casual checkups lang on, hey, maybe you can share a little some your lesson and how did you do that, no? So we can have that. And of course, the idea of calling a friend. So here in MEM, okay, the thing that we really want to cultivate here is that we're not just a professional organization, but we're a community. No, we can really ask help from each other. Okay, so currently these are our programs. So we have upcoming CSJ training of teachers, care of Forum CFP. And we also have Escuela Salida, which is our film literacy program, which is also a fundraising program for MEM, no? And then we also have these upcoming programs with Out of the Box. So we have a capacity development for MIL teachers, particularly in the public school, but eventually for private schools. So they have a program called Media Detectives that we are partnering with. And for Panahon TV, we're going to come up with climate and disaster communication training soon to happen in June. And ongoing right now, we have a partnership with Facts First PH. We're part of the MESH program. And what happens in MESH is that we help amplify fact check pieces. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here in MEM, again, we want to nurture the culture of teachers teaching other teachers. Okay. So here, what happened here? Okay. So this is really about being part of MEM. No, the whole thing is about investing your time or treasure. So what do you mean by that? Investing your treasure muna tayo. Okay. Investing your treasure means, of course, we have a membership fee. But lucky for you because we didn't ask for a membership fee from January to June. So by June, we're going to ask for membership fees already, but half the price. Again, because we need sustainability for organization. And that we don't want to call it a membership fee actually, but we want to call it as an investment, reinvestment for the programs of MEM. No? So if you invest with your membership fee, then you're investing your treasure. Or we can also invest your time. And what do you mean by investing your time? Okay, by being a volunteer. So here in MEM, no, you're not just supposed to receive workshops and trainings, but we also want you to take part of the workshops and trainings. So we want you to, become active in engagements within the organization. So we have a volunteer framework for that, and we call it the members, no? The volunteer engagement and recruitment system for empowerment. So we're not just developing our members to be core group leaders in the future and to be officers in the future for MEM, but we also want to include other people like practitioners and even students who want to become MEM in the future, but parang ayaw pa nila mag-commit as member, so they can actually help us as volunteers. No? So we're going to launch that program this month. Okay. And right now, we actually are in partnership with iVolunteer. We're gonna get volunteers outside, no? Usually students, okay, and freelancers who want to become our educational content producers, our graphic designers, fact-checking associates, videographers and photographers for our on-site events and events management staff. And we also are looking for Mindanao language translators because I think there's a lack of materials, okay, media and communication materials written in the dialect or Mindanao languages. So we are looking for that through iVolunteer Philippines. Okay, so of course, hindi lang ako, no, pati si Ma'am Jenny nakikita mo sa MEM community or sa email nyo, but actually, marami kami here in MEM, okay, working together to make MEM live out its advocacy for 2023 and beyond. So we have Ms. Rachel Maraquez as Vice Chair, Sir Durf Hansel Mais as Board Member, Mark Algin Binocal as Board Member 2, and John Ray Aleria as Board Member. And we also have other core group members, no, who are participating in this ecosystem of sharing. And you, as a new member, you are already part of this ecosystem. Okay, so when you are part of MEM, you're not just an observer, but we are actually inviting you to become an active member to participate in this ecosystem of sharing. All right, so okay, where's my ayan. So currently, ito yung mga schools natin. Actually, this is not updated. May dadagdag na mga other schools here. But this was the last count, third week of March. No? But we have more national high schools already part of this. So we are a growing group. Imagine what we can do when all of the members from these schools work together, okay, to really come up with a better MIL curriculum, to advocate for a better MIL curriculum, and to mainstream the CSJ framework into our practice and into our media consumption. Okay, so again, thank you for being a member. I hope this is just a brief orientation, and in the evaluation form, we want you to actually choose which MEM program are you interested to become a part of. Okay, so I hope this excites you as you're excited to do this for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Jill. No? So that was just the first segment of this afternoon session. And the next part, before we go into the workshop, will be more of a kumustahan sesh. No? So we will be breaking out all of the participants into respective rooms, wherein a senior member of senior, no? Senior talaga yung term. Basta yun na yun. So a senior member of BJ Educators of Mindanao will be facilitating the kumustahan session. More of like you just introduce yourself. Anyway, the moderator will take care of what's going to happen. Of course, in return, we are asking for everyone's participation. So how can you participate? Again, we are encouraging all of those who are present this afternoon to follow the naming convention. The purpose of this is that for us to identify what school or organization are you coming from. And of course, the naming convention is as follows. You have the initials of your school or the name of the school or organization, then followed by your first name and last name. And for those who are able to turn on their cameras, who have the luxury of a stable internet connection, we are encouraging also to use the virtual background. No, I can see a lot of people using it. So dagang salamat no sa pag-participate no. And with that, no, I think isa-isay na tayong i-distribute, marami tayong mga products i-distribute, will be then forwarded to our respective breakout room. So chill muna tayo, and later on, you will be brought into the breakout rooms. For now, hintay-hintay muna tayo. Okay?
So for the breakout room, actually, you're going to share, all right, your thoughts so far and get to know the core group member assigned in your breakout room. And magpakilala kayo, no? And network, no? So establish connection with the other members here. So as of today, we are all part of this big family already. called MEM. So are the breakout rooms ready, Miss Gads?
Yes, we're ready, Ma'am Jill.
Okay, so all right. So there they should go. Asan yung action?
Hi, sir. Ready na ka, Sir JD?
Yes, I'd like to believe I am ready.
Ay, wala na. Naiabot. Hello, Ma'am Dama. Welcome.
Pag, Ma'am Gabs,
Oo.
pagbalik nila sa big group, workshop kaagad, no?
Ah,
Lecture, I mean like talk.
yeah.
Yeah, no?
Before you. Mm-mm.
May I try may ano, ma'am?
Oo,
May, I'll try ha.
screen sharing.
Yep, wait ha.
Sige po.
Ay, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Wait ha. Okay lang kaha nga na ako eh. Nag-try ko og akong gi-include ako ang video ba, music video. Pero siguro depende og kung naa pa ko'y time, I can play my music video. Mura lang siya og kanang to
Pila ka
break to break the kuan, the monotony. So like between talk and workshop na ko i-play nga music video. Okay
ah,
lang siguro no?
pila ka minutes?
4 minutes naman yata to, ma'am.
Sige. Pag
Pero
share ka, sir,
depende lang kung naa pa oras. Pero I'm sure naa pa siguro. 30 minutes naman akong max, di ma'am, di ba?
before sa
Sa
breakout.
workshop.
Sir JD, ayaw kalimpi i-check with ang katong share sound.
Yeah, I did. I did check it na.
Okay. Wala yung nagasturya sa kila Sir Mark. Wala yung nag-facilitate sa inyo. Hello, Sir Francis? Ay.
Hi, Sir John Moncada. Hello.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Ma'am Angie, na-pressure ko.
Excited ako sa ibang workshop.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so while we're waiting, I hope everyone is still up and about. How's the weather in your part of the world? Super init dito sa Davao and I think parang uulan na naman, no? So take care and um, stay hydrated. Yes, it's very hot. Rainy in Lanao del Norte. So, um, in your breakout room, so I'm sure you had really wonderful ideas there, and the coordinator will give a feedback on your ideas. And if we really have awesome ideas, you can always email us in sa media educators of Mindanao at gmail.com, and we can engage and we can develop your idea. So I got some ideas already from my group a while ago, which are really nice to pursue. So this is the good thing about being part of a pioneering group, no? So because this is like the second era of MEM. So it's great to be part of something that's just starting, because the possibilities are limitless, and you can take ownership of of the programs and the projects that we're going to implement. So you're not just an observer, okay? We're not just lurkers, okay? But we're really active advocates for change. Because after all, no, as media and communication teachers, I think that's one main characteristic that we have. We're very particular about social change. Okay? So, dami pa nilang kwentuhan sa breakout rooms. Tapos, yan. So, who here have attended a fact-checking workshop before or webinar? Can uh, raise your hand. Sino yung mga naka-attend na? So, so yes, Sir Vince. And who else? So most of you, okay, I would assume, because you did not raise your hand, bago to sa inyo. So that's great, because this is actually our activity, no, to celebrate International Fact Checking Day tomorrow. So we have this campaign. Actually, if you see here, no, si Ma'am Aleli here has a really nice, wonderful profile pic. So you can actually download that frame. We posted the link on our Facebook page, and we also sent that to your emails. So if you can join the campaign and really advocate for facts tomorrow during International Fact Checking Day, you can put on a temporary profile pic tomorrow on Facebook. So just a declaration, no, that we are advocates of facts. Right. Okay, let's double check the others. The rooms are about to close, so wala na silang choice, maka-transport back na sila dito.
And so that concludes the second segment for this afternoon's virtual meetup, no? Na I'm sure na marami kayong nagpag-usapan, no? In fact, the time given was very little, no, to get to know each other. But despite the limited time, I do hope that everyone got to know each other, no? It's quite surprising, no, na diverse yung mga sessions natin. We don't just have new members coming from the academy. We also have actually members coming from the industry, which is good, no? Because again, MEM by nature is not limited only to the academe, but also invites members from different fields. And now, kanya-kanya lang tag-snack ha, kay virtual manggod. Di bitaw. Sige natin maghungit-hungit dira. So, di na to na ma-share kay di man na mapasa sa pikas na pikas na tao sa tong block dire. Anyway, we now proceed with the informational part of our virtual meetup. It's not just a meetup because we'll also be having a workshop, no, coming from one of the members of Media Educators of Mindanao, which is quite eventful in the sense that this also coincides with tomorrow's set of activity, no? Kasi bukas yung hindi pa alam, I think ma-share dito yung tweet, yung parang yung photo parang may profile pic na ma-change kasi tomorrow April 2 there's a significant activity, no, which is the International Fact-Checking Day. That's on April 2nd, 2023. So happy International Fact-Checking Day. So with that, now we'll be having a short workshop, no, fact-checking workshop to be given to us by one of the members of Media Educators of Mindanao. Asaya, nakashare na sa general chat to those who want to take part, no, as our way of supporting International Fact-Checking Day is to customize our profile pics na na-share na ni Jill Palarca. So you just click the link and then you just upload a picture and then you upload the said picture to your Facebook profile. So that's in celebration of International Fact-Checking Day. And with that, we now proceed with the fact-checking workshop to be given to us by one of our members of Media Educators of Mindanao, JD Moncada. He is a CSJ trainee, part of the second batch, and currently a faculty and coordinator of the Department of Technology Communication Management of the University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines, CDO campus. Please help me welcome Sir JD Moncada.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Sir Earl. Good afternoon, everyone. And let me fact check that, Sir Earl. I thought second batch ako, hindi pala third batch ako.
Third batch pala.
Sorry,
yeah,
I messaged you. I messaged you pero wala din pa man nabasahan. But yeah, I'm part of the third batch of CSJ trainee. I'm one of the CSJ trainee second batch. And I'm currently teaching in USTP, that's University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines, Cagayan de Oro campus. So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our new members. We are so happy that you are part of this community. And yeah, just like what Sir Earl mentioned earlier, tomorrow is going to be the International Fact-Checking Day. But now this time we will expect that you will be doing a short workshop. But before the workshop on fact checking, let me just give you a brief talk about fact checking. So this is just basics na in fact checking, something that I've learned also in a training program that I've undergone 2 years ago yata. But yeah, now this is very important. So let me just start with the idea that we now live in an information disorder. That means that there is misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Collectively, this is called the information disorder. I'm pretty sure that you guys have heard of the term fake news, but I think in MEM we advocate also not the use of the term fake news, but it's more politically correct to call this false information as either dis, or malinformation. As you can see on your screen, that distinguishes, or that cites the difference between or among these three. What's the difference between mis, and malinformation. So when we say misinformation, that's basically the one who shared it doesn't really realize that it's false information, and this misinformation starts from the disinformation. Disinformation, the intent not to spread the false information is there, and then basically when this one gets shared, for example, on social media, it lands into somebody who doesn't really realize that the information that he has or she has is false, and then it gets shared. That's misinformation. Disinformation, the intent is there. No, it's there, but misinformation, no intention. Malinformation is genuine content, and its primary intention is to harm somebody's reputation. So basically, that is the difference among these three. So we advocate for the use of these terms rather than um, the term fake news. It's not a fake news. Fake news term. The term fake news is like an oxymoron, and that um, it's not really to be used because as what is found out, actually the content that has been spreading online it is based actually on genuine content, but yet it is used out of context, and it has been weaponized by people who know that falsehood based on a kernel of truth are more likely to be shared or to be believed and shared. And also because we don't advocate for the use of the term fake news, because the way that it has been used by politicians around the world, it's used to discredit and attack professional journalism. So again, we live in an information disorder, and we advocate for the use of this term misinformation, disinformation, malinformation instead of the term fake news. Now, what are the reasons why people believe in false information? Well, for number one, or first bullet, because of confirmation bias, people have the tendency to value those information only that that aligns to what they already believe in, or their bias. And as well as because it triggers the emotion. In particular, I think there are studies that say that if the content triggers anger or happiness, most likely people will believe it, and then eventually it gets shared, for instance, on social media. And also because the lie, if it has been reiterated, uh, shared again and again and again and again, then it became the truth, quote unquote. And so people have the tendency to believe on these things. Now, to combat the false information, in particular on social media, we do the fact checking. Well, what is fact checking? It's basically the process of trying to verify or disprove claims that are made in print media or speech or online content. So verification in journalism, verification is characteristic of quality journalism. So it has to be fact checked, no, whether this information is true or not. So that's basically what fact checking is. And why is it important? Well, because information is aid. It helps, and people base their decisions on the information that they see or they read online. And so we don't want when we don't want na, it can be so costly when people decide based on false information. So that's why we really have to do fact checking. All right. So just for instance, this one, I was part of a mentorship program in fact checking, and then I did the fact check. I think that this was 2 years ago, yung sa kasagsagan ng COVID-19. There was like a forwarded message in a group chat that I was part of, and it talks about a certain concoction and it claimed that this certain concoction is like the answer to the coronavirus, and it will eliminate the coronavirus up to 100%. And so I fact checked this, and eventually it was found out that this is not true. The World Health Organization, this is a credible organization, did not approve of such concoction as a cure to the coronavirus. So yeah, based on the research that I did, eventually this was found out to be false. I wrote a fact check article about this, and it was published in the website of Rappler. So what are the criteria? Let's go now to the criteria for fact checking a claim. So first and foremost, we have to know if it's a statement of fact. If the answer to this question is it a statement of fact, then it is fact checkable. So we don't fact check opinions, but only statement of facts, because these things are measurable, and they can be proven, or they can be verified with the use of evidences like documents, statistics, etc. So we only verify or fact check statements of facts. And as well as we ask this question, is it relevant? If the answer to this question is yes, then it is fact checkable. We do fact check on this piece of content. So when we say relevant, this may include statements of prominent people or famous people, or statements about them, or current events. Now current events are relevant. So they can be fact checked. And on the social media platform, we also factor in virality of the piece of content. So we look into whether this has been shared a lot of times, have been uploaded, or does it have an impact to people, and is it important for people to know whether this piece of content is wrong. So that's a guideline, or that's a criterion in fact checking, if it's relevant. And then third and last is it doable? Now, if the answer to this question is yes, then we do fact check it. Now, doable, well, of course, fact checkers have timelines, and because also of the fact that the lie can spread faster than the truth, and so we have fact checking is an urgent matter, hoping that before it gets really spread out, then nanatay mahimo nga fact check about a certain piece of content. Now, so it has to be doable. Okay, so these are the three criteria that we use now in fact checking a claim. Now, it has to be a statement of fact, it has to be relevant, and it has to be doable. All right, now, what are the types of false claims? Different sources now will tell us different types of false claims. What I have here are the things that I've learned in my mentorship program on fact checking, and they gave us this 7, I think. No, yeah, 7 types of false claim. So number 1, you have here death hawks, and then you have imposter site or page. You have the false context and the false quote, and then misrepresented image, manipulated image, and then you also have the false superlative. Now let's go through each of these types. So number 1, you have the death hawks. So remember that content about the death of Miss Universe Myanmar 2020. So there was a news about it. So that's an example of a death talk. So I think Rappler came up with a fact check article on that one. And yes, no, it's false information. So that's one type. And you also have imposter site or pages. Now, this is the kind na yung parang ginaawat niya ang katong legit na, we call it the legit nga site or nga page. But the way to do this is just to really check the URL. There are fake URLs and there are real URLs. So in this case, this is a site that it's pretending to be ABC news site, and it publish an article titled "China's Space Lab Mostly Burns Up on Re-Entry in South Pacific." But then when you check the URL, it's actually a fake URL, not that of the legit URL of ABC. Another type of false claim is a false context. Now, this one, a false context basically is like the content is true, but the contextual information is false. If I don't know if you guys are familiar with the photo that is on your left. So that one is actually shared by Mocha Huson. He shared that photo, which was uploaded by Peter Levina, and it claimed that the young girl on that photo is a girl that was murdered due to the drug problem in the Philippines. And then Uson and Levina were so outraged why CHR did not focus on that incident. But somebody fact checked this, and it was found out that actually this photo is not of a girl murdered in the Philippines, but this is a photo that was that shows a 9-year-old girl, a Brazilian girl who was raped and murdered in 2014. Now, the photo on your right, that is also an example of a false context. Again, this photo it's genuine, but then it was used out of context. The photo actually shows of a young boy named Ilian Gonzalez. He was deported to Cuba. No, but then this photo was used during the time of Trump, when actually it happened during the time of Clinton, President Clinton. So this is an example of false context, na false information. Another one is a false quote. Okay, so this is an example of a false quote. Famous personalities saying something about the drug war of Duterte, and then in this example, specific example, we have the actress Angelina Jolie saying that she said, and I quote, "I hope we find a Rodrigo Duterte in America to help us eradicate drugs here." But then when this was fact checked, actually, Angelina Jolie did not say anything like this. We have the quotation marks as our search operator. We can use the quotation marks. What we can do is we can copy paste this exact statement daw nga giingon Angelina Jolie, then we can put that inside the quotation marks, and then put that on Google and then enter, and that is telling Google to look for exactly the same words, and then we can find out whether really Angelina Jolie said that or not. So that's one way to do it. More of that later. And then another type is the misrepresented image. So as you can see on your screen, there seems to be an association between Pinoy and that garbage, no, that you see. And then Rodrigo Duterte to that sa Manila Bay yata ni, di ba? So gina-associate, no, it seems that it's telling that sa iyang time mauni siya ang kahugaw sa basura, no, somewhere. I forgot where this is. But then when this was fact checked using a tool, it was found out that this photo of garbage did not actually happen during the time of Pinoy, but I think it's a previous administration. But the idea here is there's a misrepresentation of image, and that is a type of false information or false claim. Another, which is similar to the previous one, is a manipulated image, or what we call it like photoshopped or doctored nga image. So as you can see here, you have an image of Vladimir Putin grabbing the necktie of Obama. But then when a tool was used to fact check this one, the original photo was located, was found out, and then lahi ra siya, dili siya ingon ani ang dagway. But yeah, this actually has been manipulated. All right. So this is I think the last, but yeah, there's still one more type of false claim. You also have what we call the false superlative. So when we say false superlative, we know that it's like a degree of comparison, right? No, like healthy, like a degree of comparison of things. In this case, this is a post that talks about like the pandemic being like the deadliest in a particular area. But then when they research, and compared the numbers during this time, it wasn't yet considered as like the deadliest. It was just probably like deadly, but not really the deadliest. Okay, so this was fact checked, and this was proven to be false claim by this certain person who posted it on social media. So those are the types now of false claim. No, yeah, there were 7 that I shared with you. So in the claim, that we read no, on social media, for instance, what are the details that we need to look for and to check? Okay, I hope that you guys will take a screenshot of this, because later on in a workshop, you will have to tell me of the details that you need to check, and then the action that you need to do to fact check the claim that I will be sharing with you later on no, for the workshop. So these are the details that you need to check no, in fact checking. Number one, like names, also numbers and statistics, dates, incidents, addresses, superlatives, statements, photos, videos, article, video thumbnails, so website or URL, real account or page names. No, so these details in a post, no, for instance, social media, have to be checked. Okay, so I hope that you will take a screenshot of this slide. Now, zooming into the URL, uh, there there are indicators that a URL is fake, no? So the fake URL, or those imposter ng mga sites, they try to imitate na the URL of legitimate news organizations, for instance. And you know that it's fake because the spelling is questionable and the domains are uncommon, like for instance .today, .xyz, or .ml. So examples we have here, like New York Times .xyz, or you have GMA dash news, so parang Jejimon, no? News updates .xyz. Yung letter E is gipulihan og like number 3. So mura siya Jejimon. So, obviously this is a fake URL. The real URL, they make use of proper domain, like for instance, example .gov.ph or .edu. And then these domains are spelled correctly. So for example, you have nha.gov.ph, nytimes.com, or gmanetwork.com/news. There's also a tool that we can use to know whether really a URL is legitimate or not. We can go to whois.com/whois, and it will tell you of the registration dates now of the URL or the organization. That fake URL katong sa GMA, we based on the information sa whois.com, it was registered 2020, but we know for a fact that GMA has been here for a long time already, and the real GMA now was registered, its website was registered 1997. So this is just like this is a tool that we can use to check the truthfulness of the website. No? So to find proof, okay, let's go now to finding proof. To find proof, we look for primary sources. What are examples of our primary sources? So number one, we have the eyewitness accounts, no? And then we also have text of laws and other original documents. Yung mga original na mga documents, yung mga speeches, diaries, letters, interviews, original research. Okay, these are considered as primary sources. And then the data sets and survey data. And then you also have photo, video, or audio that captured the event. So these are considered as a primary sources. If there is a primary source, we'll also have secondary source. So this can also be used as proof, not to debunk something. So what are example of secondary sources? You have, somebody who got the information secondhand, or the books about the topic, and the analysis or interpretation of data. And I said here, Wikipedia is not a source. And we can also find corroborating evidences, or those evidences that strengthen or affirms something. So we ask the question, do other documents or previously established facts support or debunk the claim? So yeah, we can make use of this not to know the truthfulness of a claim, or if it's not really true at all. Another exercise that we can do now in fact checking is what we call the lateral reading. Probably some of you are familiar about this. So simply in simple terms, as lateral reading is just opening more tabs okay, in the browser to research website or authors organizations. So you look for the bias or messaging associated with organizations, and within that site you can look for hyperlinks that it will eventually lead you to more sources that will tell you whether something really is true or not. For example, when Sara Duterte made a claim in one of her interviews in Davao, when she said that honesty is not required for senators or for politicians, no, for people who will run in the Senate. No, it's not required now. But then when somebody fact checked that, because it seems that the what she said is misleading, um, then it led to these reports. Verifiles and Rappler actually fact check her statement, no, because her statement sounds like it's misleading. Na it's not required daw, no. Um, then you will stumble upon this news media organizations that actually fact check that, like for example Rappler and Verifiles, and then in their reports you will find out that there are links to the Constitution that will actually tell us that honesty and integrity is a requirement, no. Qualification for people who will run for office may not tell us that honesty is part of the qualification, but it's actually a requirement. And in the reports of Rappler and Verifiles, they provided us with links to I think RA 6713. This one tells us of the code of conduct of public officials, and in that uh, law, it highlights, no, the fact that people who will run for office is required or should have this characteristics, like they are responsible, they should be people of integrity, competence, and loyalty. You might tell me that wala may word nga honesty, but integrity, that's about honesty. So we found out through lateral reading that actually the statement of Sara Duterte was misleading. Now, it was misleading because actually, based on the law, it's required for people who will run for office to be honest. All right, to be honest. So yeah, we have to do lateral reading now in fact checking. We also have a tool called the reverse image search. So you go to image.google.com, and then you can either paste the URL of the image, or you can just upload the image na in Google Image. For example, was the photo that I fact checked. This photo circulated, I think, mga 2021, if I remember it right. And it was a time when murag nanay mga balita about sa mga bata gakatakda na pud sa COVID. So naani siya nga photo, and then it got 49,000 engaged like react buttons, reactions, and then it got shared 41,000. And then na 13 ka comments sa ani nga photo. It was posted by a certain Jojo River, and then he said, nang makita ko ito, hindi ko mapigilan ang umiyak. Imagine 5-year-old girl nag-iisang sumakay sa ambulance dahil positive siya sa COVID para dalhin sa PGH. PGH stands for Philippine General Hospital, right? No? PGH. And then nakikiusap ako sa lahat, mag-ingat po tayo, hindi lang po kayo ang magkakasakit, mga hawa po kayo. And then this photo of a 5-year-old girl going inside the ambulance. When I fact checked this, I used the reverse image search, and then I found out that actually this is not a photo of a 5-year-old girl in Manila going to PGH. This was actually a photo originated in Vietnam, not in the Philippines. Yes, no, the kid was a child of parents who got infected with COVID. And then he was left to his grandmother, who eventually nagka-COVID gapon. Pero it was false when this guy claimed that it's a photo of a kid going to PGH. So yung idea po ng reverse image search is actually to locate yung pinaka-original na photo. No, you have to locate the pinaka-original na photo and in what context it was used. When you do a reverse image search sa Google, it will give you of, these three categories: the visually similar images, the possible related search, and then the pages that contain the photo that you are looking for. And when you do the Google reverse image search, you have to ask this question: when was the photo uploaded? All right? What's the date na, and then who took the photo, and then what's the original photo description, and then you compare the information to the claim of the photo that you have, probably found out on social media, kung pareha ba or kung dili, no? So ang idea lang sa Google reverse image search is to locate the very original photo, no, of that photo that you are trying to fact check. Okay, so yun yung Google reverse image search. Okay. Do I still have time, Ma'am Jill, no? Or ubos na yung 30 minutes? Kaya actually, paano na ta? Pa, pa-workshop na ta. So, ang ako alang, guys, is that if you can take note of this. Okay, let me go back to this slide. Take note of this slide. Kani siyang details to be checked. And then take note of the actions that you need to do. So say for instance, you can do the Google reverse image search or yung lateral reading and all of those actions that you need to do in fact checking. And yeah, please take note of these details. Okay, so we will now go to our workshop. So our workshop is called Spot the Red Flag. It's a fact-checking exercise, and the instructions are the following. Number one, I will show you screenshots of actual claims or articles, that spread online. Okay, and then what you need to do is, of course, to fact-check this by team. So you will be sent to breakout rooms again, and then for a certain amount of time, you will do a fact check. And when I say that you will fact check, what you need to do is just to identify the details that you need to fact check and then explain the actions that you need to take. Okay, kana lang. When we go back to the big group after the small breakout room session, you have to tell the everyone, no, what are the details that need to be fact checked, and then explain the actions to be taken. For example, if I will show you this, actually this is claim 1 and this will be assigned to team 1 if there's team 1 or whoever nga breakout room ni siya pwede ma-assign. Palihog na lang ko, screenshot na lang po ninyo ni please. I-screenshot na lang ninyo ni siya please. Ang tanan nga mga claims nga akong ipakita. Can we now assign ka, ma'am, team 1 to fact check claim 1 or dili pa?
Sige, Miss Gabs, what is team 1? Sinong moderator nun?
Or ang breakout room na lang, no?
Yeah.
Butangan 1, 2, 3, okay. And
Yeah.
then everyone na lang please take a screenshot of this kaya para whatever nga team you will be assigned, then you have a copy of this screenshot now that you are seeing now on the screen.
Yeah.
So this is claim 1. Now, based on this screenshot, what do you think are the details that need to be fact checked? Now, so that we will know whether really this is true or not. Okay.
You're getting something else.
Okay. You have to tell the group when we go back to the big group na, tell us of what the details that need to be fact checked and then the action that you need to take. Okay, ready? Okay, that's claim 1. Okay, let's go now to claim 2. Okay, I hope that everybody has already taken a screenshot of this. Let's go to claim 2. Okay, this is claim 2. Okay, this is a statement by the former presidential spokesperson. So please take a screenshot of this and then again identify the detail that needs to be fact checked. Okay, you don't need to do the actual fact checking, okay, we don't have time for that one. Just tell us of the detail that need to be fact checked and the action that you need to do. Okay, now this is claim 3. Okay, please take a screenshot of claim 3, everyone. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. So this is claim 3. So it shows a car, no, nga murag medyo not medyo, yeah, but nalanay, no, ang yang likod. And there's a post here, no, positive 72 degrees of heat. Quite experience its hottest day today, 73 degrees Celsius positive. See more in the pictures. Okay, So this is the screenshot of claim 3. Sige, pag screenshot pud mo inyo hadara kay whoever will be assigned to team 3 will fact check claim 3. Again, tell us of the details that you need to fact check and then the action that you need to take. This is claim 4. Okay, everyone, let's take a screenshot of claim 4. I think nagi mga nakadawat ani no sa ilahang mga GC siguro silang family GC or silang work nga GC. So you have the information here, the claim here. No, Robinson is celebrating 40th anniversary and then meron daw na mga chance to win. Okay, so you need to tell us of the details that you need to fact check and the action that you need to do. Okay, to verify the info. And claim 5. Okay, please take a screenshot of claim 5, everyone. Thank you for your cooperation. Screenshot, and then you have this no image, you have text there. Okay, and then tell us now what details that you need to fact check and the actions that you need to do to fact check. Okay, so there are 5 teams lang, di ba? Actually, I prepared 6, but okay. 6 ka screenshots, but sige, murag 5 lang man, di ba, ka-teams. Am I correct, Ma'am Jill?
Yes, 5. And I think
5 lang.
nabawasan pa 5, 5 daw.
Okay, sige, 5. Okay, so again, no, the instruction is you have to tell us of what details that need to be fact checked and what actions that you need to do to fact check. Okay, sige, can we now bring them to the breakout rooms po?
Right. So just a
Okay.
reminder, we only have 15 minutes for this. So this will also, help you how to do a speed fact checking skill. Okay. All right. Let's go.
How many minutes gali, ma'am?
15, sir.
Dali naman siguro. Pwede na siguro 10 or 5 even. Dali na to. Simple na to.
Pwede man po sila mo balik na yun kung
Okay,
Ay, hello, ma'am. Ma'am Lorena? Wala ka na-assign, ma'am, no? Or are you moving na to your breakout? Ma'am Lorena? Kailan ni mo ni, sir? Masin nawala siya.
Murag. Familiar si STP. Familiar si Ma'am Lorena.
Nawala.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Lorena.
Dapat siya nag-move sa yung breakout. Automatic na lang ako siya. Sorry.
Nalay somebody din sa ilahang team, ma'am, to report briefly their answers.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Dili ang facilitators.
Dili ang facilitator. Ang facilitator kaya nga itong mga kauban, di ba? Katong sa core.
Sige. I-message na lang nako sa ila.
Mag-assign lang sa somebody to report. Please.
Pila ka minutes sila mag-present later, pero
Mubo na yun kay ma'am, like siguro
2 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes, so we'll do, or then mag-feedback din ko. And then, puli-puli silang. Start from 1 to team 5. Ano na sila, Ma'am Jill? Ma'am Gabs,
Hala, human na mo?
mana sila.
Ano mo, Ma'am Rox?
Dali ra kay na eh.
Ma'am Rox, na mo yung reporter.
Yes, naka-assign na, tas
Unsa
summarize na namin.
unsa nga team mo, Ma'am Rox?
Ano po, yung 4.
Okay, yung 4. Sige.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ma'am Aleni, ako i-message ha.
Can I, Ma'am Gabs? Ma'am
Yes.
Gabs? Can I play the music video? Para
Yes.
ano lang? Is it okay?
Or while nag-wait.
Yeah. Ako i-play ha.
Sige, sige.
Bawal ang fake news dito, gusto namin yung totoo. Ikalat natin ang katotohanan sa mundo. Bata man o matanda, huwag tayong magpadala sa mga fake news na saan-saan lang nakikita.
Hindi lahat ng viral ng mapupulot na aral.
Sama-sama natin baguhin ang isipan ng lahat.
Fake news ay
news dito, gusto namin yung totoo. Ikalat natin ang katotohanan sa mundo. Bata man o matanda, huwag tayong magpadala sa mga fake news na saan lang nakikita.
Hindi lahat ng viral ng mapupulot na aral.
Sama-sama natin baguhin ang isipan ng lahat.
Fake news ay iwasan. Fake news ay iwasan.
Ugaling mag-fact check bago maniwala sa sinasabi nila, lalo na sa social media. Huwag tayong papadala. Spot the red flag.
Maraming na ang nasasaktan,
Kaya fake news ay iwasan. Bawal ang fake news dito, gusto namin yung totoo. Ikalat natin ang katotohanan sa mundo. Bata man o matanda, huwag tayong magpadala sa mga fake news na saan lang nakikita.
hindi lahat ng viral may mapupulot na aral.
Sama-sama natin baguhin ang isipan ng lahat.
Fake news ay iwasan. Fake news ay iwasan.
Ugaling mag-fact check bago maniwala sa sinasabi nila, lalo na sa social media. Huwag tayong papadala. Spot the red flag.
Marami na ang nasasaktan,
Kaya fake news ay iwasan. Sama-sama nating baguhin ang isipan ng lahat.
fake news ay iwasan. Fake news ay iwasan.
Ugaling mag-fact check bago maniwala sa sinasabi nila, lalo na sa social media. Huwag tayong papadala. Spot the red flag.
Marami na ang nasasaktan,
Kaya fake news ay iwasan. Fake news ay iwasan. Fake news ay iwasan.
Okay. Wala pa no? Wala pa na human ng uban. Yeah.
Wala pa, Sir JD.
Yep.
Pabalik na tanan, Sir.
Okay. Yes. So sa katong mga nakaapas, I played an output sa ako ang mga students. I asked them to compose a song, and then gilapatan nila og ano kanang notes, music, and then kato siya what that's the output no sa isa ko ang MIL nga subject. So yeah, about fake news. So for okay, I think everybody's here. It's there. We're back now sa big group. What we will do is we'll listen to each team. So each team must have one representative to report briefly the details not that they think need to be fact checked, and then the actions that they need to do not to fact check the claim that they have that was assigned to them. Okay? So kana lang. So one reporter per team. Okay, of course, let's start with team 1 for claim 1. So this is a picture that was assigned to you. May I know who is the reporter for team 1?
Si Ma'am Kelly.
Ma'am Kelly. Where's Ma'am Kelly? Ma'am
Here
Kelly?
po.
Ay, maayong hapon, ma'am.
Maayong hapon, sir.
Okay,
So,
so
yeah.
go ahead, please.
Okay. All right. So sa first picture, we can see here that so breaking news na hospitals on lockdown as first COVID vaccine patient start eating each other. I start eating other patients. So from the headline pa lang, I think it's unbelievable siya na headline. So sa group namin is si Ma'am Rochelle. Yeah, Ma'am Rochelle check the headline sa Google, and i-check niya, and then it is found out that it is a fake news. Hindi siya totoo na news. And another thing that we could see here na kailangan din natin i-fact check if it is really from CNN. Kasi for example, dito nakita ninyo there is a CNN na parang logo dyan. So I think people would tend to believe that it is true because it's from CNN. That's why people also need to search it sa CNN na legit talaga na website, kasi baka may iba na parang imposter na mga websites ng CNN. So they need to check that if there is a news like this sa CNN. We also discuss sa group namin that why do people parang easy sa kanila mag-believe ng ganito na mga na mga news, because during those times sa kasagsagan ng COVID-19, people are being emotional, like tawag nito sa base sa mga news na mga nakita nila, mga zombie apocalypse na or something like that. So may mga there is what you call na priming, yung sinabi ni Ma'am Jill. So people believe it's easy for the people to believe news like this because of what they primarily see, or like sa kanilang mga emotions or information overload na din at the same time sa kanila. Yan lang po.
All right, thank you so much, Ma'am Kelly. Now, so here, yes, tama no si Ma'am Kelly. Like for one, she mentioned about the detail that can be fact checked here is like on the logo that was used, no? It's a CNN logo, so you can actually fact check that the name of the news organization. You have to find out whether did really CNN release such news about COVID vaccine patients eating other patients. Now, so you can that's one detail that you can fact check. And also the screenshot here shows of the place, the location. It says here Los Angeles, no? 4:20 p.m. Eastern time. So you can also make use of that detail not to know whether really it happened, no, is in Los Angeles. So you can check news reports, no, if such an incident happened within that area. Now, if it really happened, and I think no, it will be covered by a number of or many news organizations in that area, no, in Los Angeles. So another detail that you can fact check is like the photo itself. Now you can do a reverse image search of the picture that was used, no, with this certain headline, no, that first COVID vaccine patients, no, eating other patients. So basically those three, no, the image, the name of the news organization, and then as well as the location. Okay, 5 bagsak para sa Team 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, thank you, Team 1. Let's go now to Team 2. May I know who's the reporter for Team 2?
Hi,
Hello,
sir.
sir. I think na si Ma'am Maria can
Yes.
Ma'am Maria.
Yes,
Yes,
hi,
go ahead,
Sir
ma'am.
John.
Hi,
Hello,
Ma'am
good
Good
afternoon,
drive.
Angie.
everyone.
Good
Good drive
drive.
at the same
Good
time, laban
afternoon.
lang.
Kasi ko na lang,
But,
ma'am.
Drum Joseph, tabangan ko.
Go, Ma'am Josan.
I will help you, Marie. Ready naman ka before you drive.
Amping. Okay, Team 2?
Tabak ng Sir John.
Good
Actually,
afternoon, everyone. Sige,
Go, Ma'am Josa. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
actually, sir, I just joined when I just joined with the break room because I have also technical problem and I have at this time I'm doing the multitasking. I have a class. We have discussed a while ago with the claim soup picture, and our facilitator also shared his ideas in this picture. So as educator, we always check who said this communication, who provide this, who is the platform, is it reliable ba, whether it is here. I'm pretty sure we know this one, si Roque. He was very popular during the times of COVID, no? So we always check the reliability of the you call this one the quotation kung is it Roque who quote this message. Okay, so we usually Google it the same way the group one. Then before we always we believe this is really through quotation or it is being mentioned by Harry Roque. Another one is the platform, who provide the platform. Is it true ba na this is correct na claim and said by Harry Roque? I think that's the only thing that I could share for our group.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. What's the name, Gali? Sorry, I did
I'm
not.
Josan Fermana from UST.
Okay, yes. Ma'am Josan. Thank you, Ma'am Josan. So, yeah, here you can see na a photo of Harry Roque and then a quotation attributed to him. Sabi niya, COVID lang yan, konti lang namamatay kahit umabot pa ng 10 million ang infected sa Pinas. Walang mawawala sa atin, siguro 10,000 lang ang patay. Be thankful instead kasi ang Pangulo natin ay hindi nahawaan, kaya blessed pa rin tayo. So the details that we can fact check, of course, now we can fact check the name and the statement. Now check if really Harry Roque did say that. No, did say that. So we can make use of the quotations, no, as search operators. We can copy paste and then put them inside the quotation marks and then Google it, no, enter and then see whether there are sources, no, on the website that tell us that really Harry Roque said that. We can also look into press briefings, transcripts, news reports, verified SOCMED channels, and then you can even ask Roque himself, no, in his office, contact and ask whether really he said this statement. And again, in addition to that one, you can also make use of the photo and do a reverse image search, no, on this one, and then it will lead you to sources, no, having this photo, and then see whether in that report, no, naigiingon si Rocky nga ingon ani sa ato ang nagakakita dari sa ato ang screen. Okay, so these things, okay, bigyan natin ng 5 bagsak ang group or team 2. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, thank you so much, team 2. Let's go now to team 3. Team 3.
Team 3, our presenter will be Sir Maki. Take it away.
Sir Maki.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Maki Okay from Holy Cross of Davao College. Along with me are Miss Helen, Miss Kang, Mr. Francis, and Mr. Mark Binokal. So we actually identified items or details to be checked. First is the account page name. So we come up with to further check the account of this social media page. Next is the photos or the photo. So we should like do reverse image or check the photo based on the presentation. And next item would be the location. If it's really true that Kuwait is experiencing or has that hottest weather sa ilahang lugar. Second, or the third is, or the fourth is the number. No, actually, Miss Kang had a little research about the hotness or the numbers, no, that the figure that was provided, no, based on the caption of the photo. So it's something like questionable, no, if naabay 73 degrees Celsius na figure. And lastly, the superlatives or the information that being provided, no, based on the caption of the photo of the image. So I guess that will be all, and thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Maki. So yeah, no, all of these things he said are correct, no? So the details that we can fact check, number one, the location. So it says here that quiet, no? So you can check if that event really happened in that area. Okay. Also another another detail that you can check is the figure or the number. It says here 72 degrees Celsius. No, you can check with their official government records, no, sa quiet or news reports. You know, if there are other news organizations that reported such event, no, that it was recorded nga 73 ang degrees Celsius ang kainit. No, so you can check, no, sa news reports if the figure is accurate. And again, you can always do photo or do reverse image search now using Google. But there are other tools now that you can use, like katong TinEye, and I think Yandex and Bing, no, as also tools for doing reverse image search to find out the original source of this photo. All right, thank you so much, Team 4. Bigyan natin ng 5 bagsak ang Team 4. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, thank you. Let's go now to Team. That was Team 3. This now is a Claim 4 by Team 4. Do you have anybody from Team 4 who will report?
Hello, sir. Ma'am Aleli from Maigua National High School.
All right, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. And Team 4 has group members, Sir Paul, Sir Aryan, and me. Okay, si Sir Paul said that we need to check on the real account of Robinson's page. Then I also gave out observation to check the link. Don't click it yet because it might be a bait or clickbait. It's a dubious link, I think. So we have to be suspicious of the attachments, whether they are sent on Facebook or emails, because they may contain malwares or malicious software that could damage the system of the computer. And of course, maybe we can the information from our emails could be gathered by people, by scammers, so that they can withdraw money from the bank. In my case, walay kwarta. If accidentally fall for it, land on a page that is supposed to look like Facebook, it may have similar blue logo, but you will see a different URL. And then Sir Ian also posted his observation that we need to verify the real anniversary date of Robinson. Robinson's Mall, or the chain of malls, was founded in 1997. So 2037 would be the 40th anniversary and not tomorrow. And the supermarket was established in 1985. So therefore, there's no chance that tomorrow is the 40th anniversary for Robinsons. That's it for our group, and thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ma'am Al. for sharing that to us or with us. So yes, no, we can the details, so we can fact check, of course, the name of the company, check if it's really the official website or of or affiliated with Robinson's supermarket, no, and then also we can check the website, no. Check if the company has a promo like this, no, the official website, no, if they have a promo like this, check official channels, reports, and then you can even ask the office. And yes, no, you research about like when Robinson was like existed, and so sayop, no, it's not yet their 40th anniversary, but kanus up pag ganito, ma'am, ang ilang 40th if
Robinson's Mall, the mall was founded in
yeah
1997 based on the research
yeah
of Sir Arian, and
mm
2037 will be
be
their
the
40th
40th.
anniversary
All
na
right,
tomorrow.
sige, okay.
Supermarket was established in 1985, so dili pa gihapon.
Dili ba? Yeah, okay.
Not yet the
Thank
40th.
yeah. Thank you so much, Ma'am Al and the team. Let's give them limang bagsak. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're down to the last team. Let's have team 5, no, for this claim. Anybody from team 5?
Hi, sir.
Hi, good
I'm
afternoon.
Jan representing the team 5. Kasama po po Sir Earl, sila Mamatet, and pasensya na po mention, medyo may edad na po. Sorry for... Okay na po ba yung audio ko? Sorry, may tumawag bigla.
Yeah.
Okay na po?
Yep, can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay po. Yung claim 5 na i-discuss po ng grupo namin. Actually, sobrang hirap na charot lang po. Na i-identify if it's a false claim or not. Kasi unang-una po, 'di ba po, based dun sa discussion kanina, ano ba yung mga criteria for fact checking? Unang-una po is statement of fact. So, ito pong announcement na ito na parang sponsored pa ata ng Kabalin, ay obviously hindi po natin siya mako-consider as fact since yung page is not a legitimate, parang hindi naman po siya legitimate source of such information. So mahuhulog po siya as isa sa mga types ng false claim, which is the imposters. So si basketball. So hindi po natin siya mako-consider as fact. Plus, wala po siyang source, hindi po naman malinaw or walang nakalagay kung sino yung nagsabi nung announcement na yan. At syempre yung spelling ho, kung titingnan ninyo, is July 16, grand opening. Talagang spelling pa lang mali na. So talagang isa po siyang misinformation. And then the second criteria po is it relevant? July 16 lang po yung nakalagay sa announcement. So it is very parang napakalabo naman. Anong July 16 ba to? Is it 2020 or 2021? So definitely po, this falls under false context din. Sensya na ako kinakabahan. And then, ito kasing July 2020 and 2021, this is still pandemic. So hindi pa talaga siya, parang malabo pa sa mga panahon na to na i-declare na open ang lahat ng basketball court sa Pilipinas. And speaking of lahat ng basketball court sa Pilipinas, this is not a doable. Parang, kung i-assess mo natin, nung time na inilabas ito is, this is not doable. The third criteria po ng fact-checking. Kasi, false superlative ang nakita namin na type of false claim dito kasi para bang super as in talaga lahat ng basketball court sa Pilipinas. And if you will also check the photo nung poster na yan, so hindi ho malinaw kung sinong kumuha o kailan ho ba yan nakuha or sa kanila ba originally taken ba yan ng mismong nag-post dyan sa basketball page na yan. So yung mga details po na i-fact-check namin is first, yung page mismo, yung source, yung photo, and kung iso-search din ho natin nung time na yan that was posted July 7, 2020, So, madali po nating ma-assess if it's a legitimate announcement or not. Dahil nakikita naman po natin from time to time that nung 2020 ay naglalabas naman po ng mga guidelines itong IATF or mga updates nila sa kung ano yung mga level of ano ba yan? So may mga leveling yung IATF nung time na yun eh. So ma-assess if open ba yung mga courts nung time na yun.
All right, thank you so much, Ma'am Jem, and the team of Ma'am Jem, Team 5. Okay, so Ma'am Jem has mentioned about the criteria, no? So yung criteria natin sa pag-fact check is if it's a statement of fact, if the answer to that question is yes, then we have to fact check that, or we can fact check that. Now in this photo, it is claiming that on July 16, by the way, this is a screenshot of the material that was used during the time when we did our mentorship training. So yeah, this 2020 or 2021. Now in this photo, you see that there is a claim. The claim is that the lahat ng mga basketball courts sa Pilipinas will be opened July 16. So that's the claim. So it's a claim that we can fact check whether really it's true or not. Right now, another criterion is that if it's relevant. Now, part of the relevance of a claim is like the engagement that it has. On this example, as you can see at the bottom, it has already 11,000 reacts, and then 1.6 thousand comments, and then 84,000 shares. So this big of a engagement of this claim, this we can say that it's really worth fact checking. And then if it's doable, when we say it's doable, meaning that we have access to resources and evidences that that can help us verify whether it's true or not. Now yes, it's correct when Ma'am Jem said that number one, we can check the sources, the one who published this claim. So kinsa man ni sila. Now check if they are authoritative to say that ma-open na ang tanan ng mga basketball courts sa Pilipinas. Do they have the authority? If yes, this might be true, but if they don't have the authority, then this must be false information. Another detail that we can fact check is the date. Now we can check with the official government announcements. So official, if it's an official government, it must be credible or reliable na source. So we can check official government announcements, or we can even check other news reports if they are also saying the same thing. If yes, then this might be true, or if not, kasi questionable ni siya. And another detail that we can fact check is the sources, as what I've said. The sources kaning sa kaning basketball nga name sa ilahang page, sa I think this one is on Facebook, and then kanina Kabalin Hoops. Okay, if they are also authoritative, or they have the authority to say that mag-open na ang tanan nga mga basketball courts sa Pilipinas. So those are basically the details that we can fact check. Not on the photo, but the center here is on the claim that basketball courts will be open na in the Philippines on July 6. And of course, you've noticed that the spelling is wrong. So that must be something questionable. Okay. So in addition to the sa imposter nga pages or sites, we can also check the about us section. About us section, if it really described who this person is, or who this organization is. So there must be a complete description about them, because if it is complete, or it comprehensively describes organization, then it must be something that's credible, nga page or nga site. Also, we can check if they contain the contact numbers. So if it's a credible organization, they must provide their contact numbers para nga like as a means for feedbacking. So those things about us, and then the contact us, and then even the headlines of the the information or content found in their page or site, and then as well as like byline, no, if it provides byline, like who wrote it. In the absence of a byline, no, it must be something that's not credible, diba? So that could be indicator, no? So murag magduda na din taana. Okay, so thank you so much, Team 5. Bigyan natin ng 5 bagsak ang Team 5. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so thank you so much, no, for your time and participation. That was just very short. I hope that, you know, we've learned something out of it and we can pass it on to our classes. And again, tomorrow we'll celebrate the International Fact-Checking Day. If you can, you know, post something na as part of our advocacy in MEM, no, only the truth, no, that we should be publishing and posting on social media, and we have to be we have to participate, no, in this activity, because we only wanted the truth not to be circulated around on social media. So thank you so much for your time and have a good afternoon, everyone. Let me now give it back to our host, sir.
Thank you very much, Sir JD. No? We appreciate the overflowing information, and even it's not just a transfer of information. There was also a part that we were able to apply the lessons na that were imparted. So dagang salamat, Sir JD. At this juncture, before we proceed with the last portion, kasi may mga pasupresa si Ma'am Jill sa atin, no, mga pasabog. We are requesting to those who remain, no? Ano yun, parang, yung mga those who still remain, ala, ka-cute sa bata. Nag-wave siya. Of course, to those who still remain, may request, if feasible ba, to turn on the cameras para we'll have the documentation part, no? So requesting everyone to please turn on their cameras if possible, no? And show your best smile, kasi ipopost ito sa social media, no, without your consent. Atik lang.
Yeah, we will be posting this picture as a part of our declaration tomorrow for International Fact-Checking Day. So we'll be posting a lot of information, and tayo din declaring as a group, no, that we are one with the facts. Okay, sige. So, sino mag-take ng screenshot ka, Ani? Sir Durf? Okay, Sir Durf. Okay. All right, so smile tayo.
Other one.
Thank you. Okay, before umalis kayo, meron kami mga regalo para sa inyo, oh, di ba? So, sorry na lang yung mga umalis na. Wala silang prize. Okay. So, this has been pre-drawn already. So, we have 5 winners of this handbook by OOTB. MIL for Democracy Handbook is such a great resource if you're teaching MIL, or even if you're not teaching MIL, but you can integrate some of these lessons into your existing media and communication subjects. So we have Mr. Francis Damit, Kelly Sereno, Ms. Matetu Lona, Ms. Josephine Visande, and Mr. Arian Edulante. So we will send this book to you. Okay, so we have your mailing address, so don't worry. Okay, so congratulations. And then the next prize is, saan yan? Oh, saan yan? Okay, ayun. 5 winners of 𝑜𝑡ℎ meditation kit. It has a brass incense holder, a meditation bell, postcard, and a tote bag. O, di ba, as teachers, kailangan medyo talaga tayo pating relax because we're always stressed. So we have 5 winners for this. Congratulations to Maria, Maki, Rochelle, Aleli, and Jem. Okay, and for the final item, we have this one. Wow, this is a work from home kit. Okay, so you have this wooden laptop stand. Congratulations, Miss Kang Herrera. You won this work from home kit. Okay. All right, so I'll stop sharing, and Teka, na-share ko ba? No, na-share ko na. Okay. Alright. So, thank you so much na overtime lang tayo a little bit. But again, no, patikim lang ito. Though this is just for us to see also who's really going to go on this journey with MEM for 2023 and dream bigger beyond. No? So, dito natin nakikita yung puso ng mga advocates for good media and communication education in the Philippines for a better, country, right? This is all for our children. Okay, so for now, thank you so much for participating, and please don't forget to answer the evaluation form. Nakuha niyo ba yung link? Let me post the link here again. So please sign the evaluation form for us to know how else we can improve. If you have other questions pa, and then we also need your details so that where we can send your certificate of participation. Thank you so much, and see you again on the next. Abangan, maging part ng MEM Community Facebook group para updated kayo sa mga happenings ng MEM. Thank you!
Thank you so much po.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.